Hello there, good morning. We apologize for the late start of the bulletin, but coming up in the news this morning. Economist charges Finance Minister designate GHOne to lower public expectations of Ghanaians and confronts the pressing financial challenges facing the nation as President appoints ministers. And President Mahama assures of no power outages as he expresses confidence in persons appointed to deal with the challenges in the sector. We have details of these and other stories. Please do stay. Thanks for staying. I am Araba Aidoo. Remember, the bulletin is also streaming live on Facebook and on X at GHOne TV. Now, economist and senior lecturer at the University of Ghana Business School, Professor Patrick Esuming, has charged Finance Minister designate GHOne to lower public expectations of Ghanaians and confront the pressing financial challenges facing the nation. Speaking on News Tonight, Professor Esuming highlighted the urgent need for Atuforsen to address the deep-rooted issues plaguing the energy sector, which he described as a complex mix of liquidity crisis and financial shortfalls. As Ghana grapples with economic instability, the economist stressed that managing the country's dire financial situation must take precedence, especially on the issue of food inflation.
And I think it starts with the first budget that will be read. We want to see the direction of the fiscal consolidation, how he's going to combine those proposed tax cuts with the need to raise revenue, because frankly, the government doesn't have any fiscal space at the moment. If you don't raise revenue, it will be difficult for the government to implement its program. And we've also rightly spoken about the energy sector and the issues there. We know that it's partly finance and the liquidity problems. All of that will come back to his desk. We also mentioned food, rising inflation. We know food inflation has been the driver. That is something that he also has to address. He doesn't have the luxury to wait. So he comes into this position at a time where so many issues have to be addressed. And I think he doesn't have the luxury to choose and pick. He has to get to work. He wouldn't have time to settle in. He has to hit the ground running. And, starting with the first budget, give us a deliverable plan. I think it's important for him to lower the expectations a little bit and explain to Ghanaians that given the level of difficulties we have, it's going to take some time for us to begin to see improvements in all the aspects that we have to see. The challenges are many. He has to grapple with the IMF program. He has to deal with what changes that he's going to propose and how the IMF is going to respond to that. So I think there's a lot on his plate, and frankly, I wouldn't like to be in his shoes.
Now, President John Dramani Mahama has given the firmest assurance yet on dealing with the looming power crisis since he was sworn in. Speaking at the National Convention of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Mission Ghana on Thursday, he acknowledged the current difficulties within the energy sector, but said his government will take responsibility in solving them.
There's a threat of power outages. But my brothers and sisters, don't despair. Like I said, you elected us to solve the problems, not to put the blame on anybody else or to shoulder you with those problems. And so yesterday I called a meeting of all the stakeholders in the electricity value chain. And they have been sitting since yesterday to today to come out with innovative solutions so that we're able to keep the lights on. And so I can assure you, with some of the ideas they've come up with, we will make sure that your lights stay on and that we do not have doomsday, as you popularly call it.
Now, Traders at the Canto markets are being urged to prioritize fire safety as they embark on rebuilding efforts after a devastating blaze reduced parts of the market to ashes just a week ago. Now, to help reduce the plight of the traders, and the All Foundation, a non-governmental organization committed to addressing the global fashion waste crisis, has stepped in to alleviate the burden on affected traders. The foundation has donated 1 million cedis to cover the cost of lumber needed for the reconstruction of the market. There's more in this report.
The Canto market, known as one of the largest second-hand clothing hub and a critical center for reuse and repair of clothes, is gradually rising from the ashes after last week's devastating fire. To support the recovery, the All Foundation has stepped in with a generous donation of 1 million Ghana cedis to assist the market retailers, upcyclers and leadership groups in rebuilding their livelihoods.
Since we've been, some of the markets is still here because some of the people used it, and we understand that it's wood and it's flammable, but at the same time we know that it's a business district and people have to go back to work. So until we have a solid solution, I think this is the best time, or this is the best we can do, and we just have to support and know that the market will not bend if we take care of it.
The foundation, during the donation, emphasized the need for traders to strictly adhere to fire safety protocols to prevent such disasters in the future.
Today we've given them 1 million Ghana cedis, and that's what we donated to the market as initial donation. But we are going to come together. We are going to organize the market, put our database together, and then actually help these people individually. Speaking to GHOne News, leadership of the traders expressed heartfelt gratitude to the All Foundation for their support and pledged to ensure fair distribution of the funds to all affected members.
Enye dwaketwa ene yeda no dwakese na ni nyina hye ene japade ni nyina hye eno nti emwa o foundation de buy ne de no kwansem ni abodwa ne papa na yekoso sese obi a wo moa obitimi de abeboa kantamandodwa no onfamra ze nipa omho aka no nipa mpempem na omho aka abusuafo a yehwe won ne ade nyina ha no basa na ka won nyina ti yesese obia opese oboa no omra mehu mpanifo na omfam boa ne simpanifo so se na be ya dwaba bia nsa ebeka mo ani bi.
The All Foundation has over the years worked closely with market associations, retailers, upcyclers and the Accra Metropolitan Assembly to operate a waste collection program in Canto market and to develop textile recycling solutions to fill new economic opportunities for vulnerable market members, particularly young women working as head porters, popularly known as Kayaye.
Now, still on the Canto fire, many business owners in the informal sector downplay the importance of insuring their businesses. The widely held notion is that making claims are cumbersome and signing onto an insurance package only enriches the company. Now, a recent devastating fire at the Canto market in Accra, the world's largest second-hand clothing market, has brought the conversation to the fore once again. Now, over 30,000 traders are now grappling with the loss of hundreds of thousands of cedis, facing the harsh reality of rebuilding from nothing. Awisidede Jande speaks to affected traders and looks at what difference would have been made if they had insured their goods.
For years, Abuna Sewa made a living selling second-hand clothes at the Canto market here in Accra. Her small wooden stall paid for her children's education and put meals on the table. But in a single night, her sweat and savings went up in flames.
28 years now. And one na me de hwa me manyina me nuanom nyina me sister me nakuma mawu a me hwa nkwala ne nyina and one na me de hwa won
force for yanka bronya ho entenke yadi bronya wie and nothing na ye beto ya de enti obia be si akwaje ye no ode akwafa ne ma begu ho obi 40 base obi 50 base obi 65 the only be a cry 3 base.
The cause of the fire remain unknown and the government is yet to offer any aid. Cantamanto provides affordable second-hand clothing to millions while sustaining thousands of livelihoods and tackling global textile waste. For young trader Irama Obeng, the devastation is just as severe. She turned to selling children's clothes at Cantamanto after a tough job hunt after university. The fire wiped out her savings and entire store.
I've lost all what I have. This is from hero to zero. I can't go out. I can't do anything. During Christmas, I brought a lot of goods from Nigeria. I took loan, and it's not easy. It's not easy because after Christmas is when our business began. Not this Christmas. We have lost a lot of things.
Like many traders here, Irama relied on loans to keep her business afloat. The fire hasn't just destroyed their stalls, it left them drowning in debt. Most of them have no insurance coverage to cushion them.
Insurance there, so much say yeah no yeah wooden structure no na there na friends saying that no any insurance.
A lot of insurance companies have been here. They have taken our money. We don't see them again. So we decided not to do that again. It has been done. And we didn't get anything from them. Yes, it happened in 2013. So we have lost the interest in them. So we didn't even have any mind to insure our company or something like that.
I insure be a background insurance for no member. And so oh no me you my back half a home be to do be na yabamabu. No carry a bedu be a yabamabu. Me ya be my 3 times. Ebe ya be hu na ya na esashe.
Well, the United Nations Development Program says that about 70% of Ghanaians do not have insurance covers. This is because they believe that products in the market do not meet their demands. So in issues like fire, natural disasters, these people, persons who are not covered with insurance, they are left devastated with no help in sight.
8,000 sheds got burned. More than 2,500 people have lost their revenue. They are dead. Some of them have taken loans. But the sad thing here is the insurance companies don't want to insure here because of the congestion here. And sometimes I understand it.
The overcrowded wooden stalls, frequent electrical fault, and poor fire safety measures make Cantamanto a high-risk zone. Ali Shaibu is president of Ghana's Insurance Brokers Association.
The unfortunate thing is that we keep committing the same mistakes. 3, 4, 5 years, we come back to this story. People will lose property. People will lose money. Because look, insurance is available to take care of that. But the situation of the markets, the situation of most of the markets in Ghana, puts insurance companies away.
Ali Shaibu says it is about time insurance innovated to meet the needs of traders in Cantamanto and across the informal sector.
We need to be professional and we need to continue to educate. As for the education, there's no end. There's no end. If you compare Ghana to the developed world, the developed countries, you will see that Ghana is not an insurance dominated country. Just about 40% of the market is insured. The person would insure the car because it is compulsory, and police would harass you if you don't. The house, most people would not, because there's no compulsion on that.
Meanwhile, city officials are calling for a complete rebuild of Cantamanto to improve safety.
As AMA, we have plans in place to use the PPP model, public-private partnership, to get to interested investors so that we can turn that small space into a modernized market. We have it in our medium-term development plan.